One day, Leanne Walters' hair started to fall out. Her children began developing rashes all over their bodies, and one kid got so sick he missed nearly a month of school. When her doctor told Leanne that her whole family might have lead poisoning, she tested her home's water and discovered that it contained 27 times the maximum amount of lead legally allowed by EPA regulations and federal law. 6 years ago, lead seeped into the public water supply of Leanne's home in Flint, Michigan, while city, state officials denied that anything was wrong, according to CBS News 60 Minutes. This is not an isolated incident because there are lead plumbing pipes in older homes throughout the country. A lead poisoning crisis can happen anywhere and to any of us. Today, we will examine the dangers of lead poisoning, uncover what cities can do to ensure residents have safe water, lead-free water, and determine the benefits to the municipalities, the water system, and all of us. While it has some beneficial uses, lead is a dangerous neurotoxin. This means that it damages the central nervous system and its most important organ, our brains. This is especially damaging to children whose brains are still developing. According to the World Health Organization, toxic levels of lead can cause behavioral problems, learning disabilities, and even mental retardation. Federal law requires public water systems to test and treat the water using an anti-corrosion technique that prevents the water from rusting lead pipes. When this is how lead gets released into the water coming out of the faucets of your homes. Unfortunately, though, this is exactly what happened in Flint, Michigan. And what's even worse is officials flat out lied to the community for 2 years about the safety of their water, says CBS News. Because of this, Flint can no longer trust the government officials when they tell them that the water is safe to drink. Now that we've discovered the dangers of lead poisoning from our water, I would like to tell you about a possible solution. The threat of lead poisoning from our water can be solved if we could test our water in our homes for lead ourselves. By testing ourselves, you don't have to rely solely on the word of government officials when they tell you that the water is safe. The Journal of Environmental Health explains that there are several inexpensive, simple, and easy-to-use kits that allow us to test our water at home for lead. What's even better is that free lead testing programs are being started all over the country and for cities and states. In 2017, a statewide program was launched in the state of New York. The Commissioner of Health, Dr. Howard Zucker, explains in a press release that residents can take free opportunity to test the water for lead and make informed decisions about the health of their families. Similar free lead test programs have been successfully started in Chicago, Portland, and DC. Now that we've discovered a solution to prevent lead poisoning from our water, I'd like to explain some of the benefits. There are benefits to a free lead testing program to the municipalities, the water system, and all of us. While there is an upfront cost to the municipalities and the water system for providing a test, this cost is minimal when compared to potential lawsuits and repairs after a lead poisoning crisis. The free lead test program that was started in New York costs the state $1.5 million. To put it into perspective, the New York Times reported that Michigan is expected to pay $600 million to the victims of the crisis in Flint, and an additional $87 million in repairs for replacing the damaged lead pipes. These are only the monetary benefits, but it's also impossible to put a price on the peace of mind. Remember that for 2 years, government officials lied to the community about the safety of the water. Assurance and peace of mind from testing your water yourself is priceless. Today we examined the dangers of lead poisoning from our water, uncovered a possible solution, and looked at the benefits to the municipalities, the water system, and all of us. Water is a basic necessity, and I think that we have the right to know what is in the water that we are consuming. Do you know what's in your water? Do you trust your local government officials to tell you the truth if lead had seeped into your water supply? If you are only the tiniest bit uncertain, you should advocate to your city council to provide a free lead water test program. I think I can speak for not only myself, but almost everyone that I know, that there is not one government official that I can fully trust. And for this reason, let me end by saying, this is why a free lead test water program should be the new norm for all communities.